Have you ever left the house to go out? You get halfway down the road and then suddenly remember that you left the lights on, or you left the heating on, or even the TV. So you need to turn around, go home, sort that all out, losing time out of your day. With action events from ELAN, that could be a thing of the past. Action events are stateful notifications that are sent to your mobile viewers as well as the touchscreen viewers. So if you've, for instance, left the garage door open, you'll get an action event notification which includes a command to be able to close the garage door without needing to launch the viewer on your device. So let's go ahead and have a go at making an action event. Now, this wasn't a feature that came out with the OS 9 release, it came out prior to that, but it's still something that I very much wanted to cover and show you how it all works. So what we'll do, we're going to go to Configurator and go to the Event Mapper, and we have Action Events in there. Going to right click and create an action event. Give it a name. I'm going to call this one Living Room Lights Are On. Make sure Enable is ticked. And then the text is the message that's delivered when a condition occurs. I'm going to leave it as it is. Then we've got the minimum duration, and this is the time that the threshold the condition must exceed before the command's executed. We can go up to a couple of hours. For the purposes of the demonstration, I'm going to set this just to 1 minute. The user action prompts are the prompts that are available to trigger the execution of the command. There's an acknowledge command which is included in the notification. This dismisses the notification. This list contains basic user prompts needed in most instances, so I'll set this to be turn off. The notification class is the target group for the action events. So Notification Center targets the touchscreens or the ITPs, and this will be a bell icon next to the settings cog on the ITP viewer when a notification is received. The mobile option sends a notification to a subscribed mobile viewer, which needs to be checked to see if it's subscribed to action events. So I'll come on to this shortly, but I'll leave this as Notification Center and mobile. Next is the condition. What condition needs to be met for the command to be executed? For our example, we can say if the living room lights are on, and the system is in away mode. We could also do if the zone's media is active, for instance. So again, taking the living room for example, if the TV was left on in that zone and the system was set to away, then send an action event notification. Now, people might not use home and away to determine if someone's in the house or not, so you could do it against the alarm state. So if the alarm is in armed mode, then you could be confident that no one's going to be in the house. You could also create an event map that arms the alarm when away is selected. There's many ways to do things in ELAN. Anyway, back to our simple example. If the living room lights are on and the system is in away mode, what do we want to do? We now move down to the commands window. What do we want to do when the notification is received? Well, I'd say let's turn those lights off. So I'll go add, lighting device controllers, and find living room lights and go to off. Set the classification to be lights, and it's the lights in that zone that I want to turn off. And that's done. So let's give it a test. So on my computer's viewer, I'll go to the living room lighting zone and turn the lights on, and I'll set the system to be away mode. Then after a minute, I'll get an action event notification on my phone. But before we do that, I've got to make sure that my phone is subscribed to the action event alerts. We check this by going to interface and then find your viewer, so it's my phone in this instance, notification center, and make sure action events is ticked. And this is a per device option that you need to switch on or off. So let's now go ahead and leave something on. I'm going to pretend In fact, let's not pretend, this happens every day in my house. My kids have gone into the living room, turned on every light in there, then gone off to school. In my view, I'm going to go to lighting, turn the living room lights on, tip the toy boxes out, play for a bit, then walk out, and then they get on with their day. I then set the system to be away, we eventually leave the house, get down the road, and I get my notification. The living room lights are still on. Excellent. So I can acknowledge it, so leave it, or I can turn the lights off. I'll go ahead and turn them off. And we see the living room lights are now turned off. Excellent. So what a great feature to have action events available to us. So there's some other examples of action events in the integration notes. So I'll just go through them here. So it can be door unlocked. You can create an action event to notify you if you left the door unlocked at certain times of the day, or other conditions, and allow you to lock the door from that notification. You can do door ajar, create an action event to notify you when a door, if left open too long at certain times of the day, or other conditions, and if controllable, like a garage door, allows you to close that door via that notification. So there's so much you can do with action events, and it might just save you some time and give you peace of mind knowing that if you left anything open or anything on, ELAN can notify you, and that's all with the power of ELAN OS. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.